Hey, welcome back to me in Overdrive. This week I'm going to talk about dorm life because I started my first week of classes at UChicago, and dorm life is really different from living in a house or even an apartment, so I'm going to teach you how to survive it. But first, as always, my week overview. Monday was the first day of class, and my creative writing professor is super chill. He's so relaxed that he wants us to call him Patrick instead of Professor whatever. So yeah, super laid back, but also really fun, and I'm learning a lot. Tuesday was the second day of class, and I just learned more about writing. We started learning about point of view. I also got to know my roommate better, and she agrees with me on a lot of stuff, which is really nice. Oh, and I saw fireflies for the first time ever. And it might be super weird of me, but I love them so much. They are so magical. They're the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I could not stop gushing about them to my friends or my parents. I just love them so much, and I've never seen them before, so this is like a super novel experience for me. Wednesday was just more class, but I also went to the gym with one of my classmates, and that was fun because I also ran for 2 miles without stopping, so I'm proud of myself for that. My RA had also planned a TV night, which was really fun because we saw The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I love that show. It's super funny, and if you haven't seen it, you should go see it right after this video. Again, Thursday was just more class. We spent most of the time just learning on how to dramatize conflict. Also, on my way back to the dorm, I caught a firefly in my hand for the first time, and seeing as how much I love them, that was just incredible. Seriously, it was just really amazing for me. I also got a curfew violation because I did forget that we aren't allowed in the basement after curfew, and I was just getting my laundry, so I felt like it was kind of ridiculous, but it was my fault for forgetting. On Friday, we got out of class early because we had a speaker come in. So Patrick was just like, you guys can leave at noon, and that'll give you more time to work on your 30-page short stories. So it was good that he let us out early, but still, expecting us to write a 30-page short story over the weekend is insane. You'd have to be really fast. I'm having a lot of trouble with this. And because I did get a curfew violation, I had to sign in early, so I missed the planned dinner trip and the planned movie trip that a lot of people were going to. It made me kind of sad, but I did just order food from the place that they went to for dinner, so, it was totally fine. And I got to have real ramen, not the instant stuff, and the real stuff is so good. It's so much better than I thought it would be. But I did also get another curfew violation. But that was because no one told me that I had to go to the early sign-in and the normal one. I thought I was done after the early sign-in, and since no one told me otherwise, I just went on believing that. So now I basically have to sign in early for the next few days, which sucks because it means that I can't go out very much. Anyway, I didn't get very far on my story either because I was just watching Futurama instead. And I finally got to sleep in on Saturday. That made me super happy because even though it's summer, I'm still getting sleep deprived for some strange reason. And we had a trip to downtown Chicago to go see the Magnificent Mile. For those of you who don't know what that is, like I did, it's just basically a mile-long stretch of road with tons of shops lining it. And there were a lot of stuff, but all of it was really expensive, so I didn't actually end up buying anything. I pretty much ended up just wandering around town with some kids from my writing class. It was super fun, and I highly recommend going to downtown Chicago with friends because there's a lot to see and do there. Even though we didn't buy anything on the Magnificent Mile, me and my friends had deep dish pizza, which was so good. I highly recommend it because even though there's some skepticism about how good deep dish pizza is, it really is just delicious. Plus, my friends and I had a super adventure trying to get me back to the dorms in time for early curfew. And now I owe one of my friends $5 because we got back early. And on Sunday, I slept in and then spent most of the day working on my story. I did make some progress before filming this video, but it wasn't much. Anyway, let's move on to how to survive your dorm. Number 1, be friendly to your roommate. This might seem like common sense, but I do have some friends that have rocky relationships with their roommates. I got to know my roommate on the first day, and now we're really good friends. I love talking to her. So seriously, get to know your roommate. Be friendly. Number 2, find out when the bathrooms are cleaned. The residence hall I'm staying at has communal bathrooms. This means small showers and not very many of them. So normally what happens when I'm at home is I shower around 10 right before bed. But if you do that in a communal bathroom, I guarantee everything will be gross, especially the showers. So I honestly cannot stress this enough. Find out when the bathrooms are being cleaned and then take a shower right after that. within reason. This way, you can get a freshly clean shower before everyone else has had a chance to make it all gross. Number 3, write all the rules down. This may not be important for everyone, but it is for some people, and I know I should have done this. Make sure that if there are any rules that you need to follow, like not being in the basement after curfew, you write them down and then tape them to a place that you always see and is always visible. And this doesn't mean just write it down as a note on your phone. I mean physically write it down and tape it somewhere that you see every day all the time. This way, you'll never forget that rule, and even if you do, like I did, you'll be reminded of it again because you'll be seeing it all the time. Another example of this is how some of my friends keep locking themselves out of their rooms, so they basically wrote down on a sticky note not to forget their UChicago cards before they leave their room, and then they just posted it on their door. Number 5, doing laundry. Now, there are kind of 2 parts to this one. First, this is for people who either don't do their own laundry or have never used like a laundromat before. Put your clothes and the detergent in the machine before you pay and select a cycle. I didn't do that the first time I did laundry here. I do my own laundry at home, but this is different from that. Secondly, time your laundry carefully. The machines here take 30 minutes for washing and an hour for drying. If I had just timed it better, I wouldn't have needed to be in the basement after curfew, and then I wouldn't have gotten any violations at all. Number 6, make friends. Again, this might seem really self-explanatory, but if you find some people that you can hang out with all the time, it's totally worth it. And the more people you're friends with, the more people you have to hang out with. I'm sure that if I didn't have as many friends as I do, going to downtown Chicago would have been super boring and not fun at all. So even if you're introverted, make some friends. You don't have to talk to them all the time, but it's always good to know that they're there. Number 7, you come first. Seriously, if there's ever something you want to do, go do it. Even if you have to do it alone, it's still going to be worth it. And I promise, no one is going to judge you for being alone. There are plenty of other people who do things by themselves. Plus, if you just do something, you might meet some other people that had to do that same thing by themselves. And last but not least, number 8, explore. There are so many things to do in college and on a college campus. If you don't explore, you'll never know what those things are. Plus, in my residence hall, there aren't girls' bathrooms on every floor, so I really had to explore in order to find out where the closest girls' bathroom was, which coincidentally is on the 3rd floor. So I think that covers most of what I wanted to say. But seriously, I'm practically a college student here, so I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm past being homesick, so everything is great. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and check in next week for a new video.